In the early 1900s, George C. Boldt, a wealthy hotel magnate, set out to build a castle on Hart Island in the Thousand Islands, a place as grand and enduring as the love he held for his wife Louise. The castle was to be a summer retreat, a lavish symbol of his devotion, where every stone, tower, and archway would speak of their love story. George spared no expense in his endeavor. He hired the finest architects and craftsmen who labored tirelessly to bring his vision to life. The castle was designed to be a 6-story marvel with 120 rooms, a drawbridge, turrets, and even a heart-shaped garden. A tribute to the island's name and the deep love that George felt for Louise. It was a gift, not just of stone and mortar, but of his heart and soul. As construction progressed, the castle began to rise out of the island, a fairy tale palace that seemed destined to become the backdrop for their future together. George eagerly anticipated the day he would walk Louise through its halls, showing her the grand rooms and the gardens that were created with her in mind. The castle was to be their sanctuary, a place where they would grow old together, surrounded by beauty and love. But in 1904, as the castle neared completion, the unthinkable happened. Louise, the love of George's life, fell gravely ill. Despite the best medical care that money could buy, she succumbed to her illness and died at the age of 41. George was devastated, his world shattered in an instant. The castle, which had been a labor of love, now stood as a cruel reminder of all that he had lost. Unable to bear the thought of completing the project without Louise by his side, George immediately ordered all construction to stop. The workers were sent home, the tools were left where they lay, and the castle, so close to completion, was abandoned. Hart Island, once a symbol of hope and love, became a place of mourning. The grand halls that were meant to echo with laughter and joy instead fell silent, empty and unfinished. George never returned to Hart Island. The castle, left to the elements, began to decay, its once grand facade slowly crumbling as the years passed. It became a monument to lost love, a testament to the deep sorrow that had consumed George. For decades, the castle stood in ruin, its unfinished walls and empty rooms bearing silent witness to a love story that ended too soon. In the 1970s, the Thousand Islands Bridge Authority took over the property and began the painstaking process of restoring the castle. But even as it was brought back to life, the sense of tragedy remained. Visitors could still feel the weight of George's grief, as if the walls themselves were soaked with the tears he had shed for Louise.